Go to Facebook. And we are live on Facebook. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Tour Tuesday. Today we have our friends from Youth Outlook joining us. So after our introduction video, we'll go ahead and get into the conversation. So welcome, Nancy. Welcome, Lauren. Thank you for joining me today. To start, if you want to just start by introducing yourself and telling us your role at Youth Outlook.
Lauren, would you go first, please?
Yes. So hi, my name is Lauren Lett, and I'm a development associate at Youth Outlook.
Pronouns?
And my pronouns are she and her.
Thank you. And hi, I'm Nancy. I'm the executive director of Youth Outlook, and my pronouns are interchangeable, please.
Awesome. So to kind of get into the conversation, do you mind just giving us an overview of the services provided by Youth Outlook for DeKalb County?
Sure. We've been in DeKalb County for a number of years. We run a drop-in center on Monday evenings that comes together at First Congregational Church on North First Street, right across the street from Clinton Rosette. And we've been in a couple different locations, but that's been our most recent and our longest standing. We also do some community education and professional development work. We've spoken to District 428 several times around the issues of LGBT youth and their needs in the schools and mental health needs in the community. In fact, Lauren, not too long ago, was involved in an evening that was put together by the Mental Health Board. Lauren, would you want to comment on that?
Mm-hmm. So I attended the community suicide event in DeKalb, where we watched The S Word, which is a documentary that gives a voice to people who after suicide attempts and also who had loss from suicide. And the documentary also talked about bringing awareness to prevention and resources for suicide. And following the documentary, there was also panel discussion from people in the community from different walks of life, just to, give their experience of how suicide has impacted them, and also nonprofits and what made them start their nonprofits and how they also help with suicide prevention and awareness. And we also had a informational table where we were able to share our resources to talk about the importance of having a safe space that our drop-ins provide to youth.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear that you all are connecting with the school districts and doing those outreach events in the community. I think that's really important. So at Kishwaukee United Way, we have 3 impact areas that we kind of focus on: health, education, and financial stability, and meeting basic needs. Which impact area would you say Youth Outlook most aligns with?
I would say we probably fall in the health arena, although we do touch on the educational piece because we're doing professional development for the schools. But in terms of direct services, we have an opportunity to talk with our kids about their mental health, about the topic of suicide, as Lauren was just bringing up. And we also do some HIV prevention and STI prevention work with young folks who don't get to hear about that information that's relevant to them coming out of their schools. So I would put us in the health category.
So I know the partnership with Kishwaukee United Way is fairly new. What motivated you to kind of apply for partnership with the United Way?
When we first reached out to the United Way, I believe the early conversations were in relation to some of our community education work with the schools, and a couple of the earlier board members commented on having kids who were going through the school system, and boy, that would be a really good topic to bring to the forefront. Started to learn more about the agency and then invited us to apply.
That's awesome. Kind of as a follow-up to that, do you have specific goals or initiatives you're hoping to kind of carry out this year in relation to that community education, or things that we as United Way or the wider community can help with?
Lauren and I were just talking about this. We're right now in the conversation of having been in-person services that moved to virtual services that came back this summer as in-person services that we just put back on virtual services for this short Omicron surge. Excuse me. And getting back to the point of doing in-person services again and wanting to get back in front of District 428 and surrounding communities to do some more education. Yes. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Okay, I'm just.
And if I could finish that thought now that I'm not choking. We would love to be able to get in front of the schools, especially now that the schools have started working. They've got the first year kind of under their belts of working with inclusive curriculum, which means they need to be teaching the history of LGBT issues. And lots of folks who are allies to the LGBT community are inviting that conversation. Bring us information that we can share with the kids. So we would love to be more active as the schools are able to bring the kids back in force in person, and us to come back in person in force and be able to partner up again like we were doing before COVID.
So the services that you all are providing now are virtual, or they're in person at the drop-in location?
We went back to in-person services last summer. We ran outside with all of our drop-in centers through the summer. By October, everybody had gotten, okay, come back in the building from our host locations. So October to right around Christmas time, we were in person indoors, and then Omicron hit and we went, let's go to Zoom just for a few weeks. We're supposed to reopen right now, February 7th.
Okay. Awesome. I just had a question. For someone seeking services from Youth Outlook, how does that kind of look? How do they access services?
Usually folks will reach out to us online before they come in. Even when we're doing in-person services, we get lots of emails from parents. Hey, where can we find this service for our kid? Or what night of week should we bring our kid to your drop-in center? How does this work? So if somebody finds us online, we usually set up an introduction meeting for them with the site leader that they're going to be spending the most time with. So here in town, that would be Jack. Jack Babcock is our site leader at the Monday night group. So we say, hey, let's have you do an introduction meeting with Jack. And then Jack will do a very quick Zoom meeting, get all the relevant information to the youth who is asking. And then if we're in person, kid just comes to the drop-in center the next time. If we're doing Zoom, they get the link to go onto the Zoom, into the Zoom room. And then hopefully, by February 7th, we should all be back in person and we won't have to worry about any more Zoom rooms.
Right, great.
And I would like to add too that we also made updates on our website. So if you go specifically to our website, you will see each drop-in center location and their program leader email where you can reach out directly to them.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through my notes here. Is there anything else that you would like to add about the services that you provide, or about your upcoming goals or initiatives this year?
I just worked with Jack on one of our reports for what's happening at the drop-in center in DeKalb. Jack was talking about topics like introducing the attendees to things like journaling around dealing with loneliness, internet safety, dealing with mental health issues, talking to folks about your coming out, learning the history of the LGBT community, and matching up various pride flags with events that happen through history, and just kind of sharing the background of our community. Those are the kinds of things that we would continue to do. Plus, we just have nights where we're just building group cohesion and kind of allowing the youth time to create their own social networks. So being in a room is really helpful for that. So looking forward to doing some more of that this year.
For sure. I think that's really important over the last couple of years, just really realizing and noticing the importance of having that connection and the network just in everyday life. It's important. I've had my own realization of that. So being able to connect with people, whether on Zoom or in person, is very important. I believe you all had Nancy, you had photos that you wanted to share with us.
Yeah, I do have a few photos I will share with you to show you what the drop-in center looks like in a couple of our activities.
Okay, for sure. We would love to see.
If I can find it.
For clarification, how many drop-in centers does Youth Outlook have?
We have 8 in 6 counties right now.
8 centers.
I am not going to be able to share these photos with you as easily as I thought, Sharon, and I'm sorry.
No worries. As long as we've been on Zoom, I still have trouble myself.
Okay.
So I get I definitely.
I arranged for Carrie, our development person, like, send me the stuff that you use on the tour, and she sent it to me, and I downloaded it, and now I can't get to it from Zoom. My apologies.
I definitely understand. I'm just not getting to a point, like I said, where I'm comfortable doing these virtual tours, and streaming them and recording. So I get it for sure. Well, I appreciate you both sitting down to talk with me today. Excited to see how we can partner and help with that community education initiative here in DeKalb.
Appreciate you asking us to come in and chat with you. Lauren, is there anything else that you want to chat about before we go?
Well, I would love to talk about too our Dare to Dream that is coming up in 2022. So we do host a fundraiser called Dare to Dream, where we fundraise money to support our programs that we do. And also, our prospect location is the Rialto Square Theater in Joliet. So we're still working out logistics for that, but it's a great venue and space. And our theme this year for 2022 is Wicked, the Broadway show. And also we do have our date for our 25th anniversary, which is a great celebration for us. And so our next Dare to Dream fundraiser for 2023 is going to be at the Itasca Country Club. And they have great views of the golf course, and they have unique items that will be a great surprise for our guests. So stay tuned. And so that date is also Saturday, October 21st, 2023. And the theme for that is Broadway musicals. So we'll love to see all guests, and just stay tuned on our social media, and we'll also announce, ticket prices and when everything will be able to purchase.
For sure. And Lauren, we can probably connect offline too, but just to share as a partner agency, we would be happy to share that information with our network and our other partners and things like that. So we can connect offline to go over that, but we would love to help share the information.
Well, thank you so much.
For sure. Well, this has been great, and we will be connecting soon.
Thank you, Sharon, and thank you for taking time to talk to us.
For sure. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Lauren.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.